What's going on, folks? Welcome back to We the Champs. Man, you keep doing that, man. It's been a long season, but it's crazy to think that we are amongst the final game of the season. It is Super Bowl week, guys. What a not regular, but what an interesting season this regular season was. Wouldn't y'all agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. True that.
But it seemed long.
It seemed long. I feel like it seemed quick. This is like the quickest. I feel like this is the quickest season we've had in a minute. Or maybe because we were dialed in literally every week talking about it. But man, so my prediction at the beginning of the season for the Super Bowl was the Chiefs versus the Eagles. I got 1 out of 2 right. What were y'all's predictions? Do y'all remember?
Niners and Ravens.
You did say the Ravens. All that junk you talked about Lamar and the Ravens, but
I might have been like
you had faith in the Ravens.
Eagles and Bengals or something like that.
Eagles and Bengals? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Close enough. But getting the business, guys. I'm your host, Jalen. We got our co-host, Uncle D, aka Coach Phil Blackson, and we got J Bo in the building. But let's just go ahead and get right to it. It's the Super Bowl preview. Kansas City Chiefs, the underdogs, some kind of way against the 49ers this weekend. What?
Yeah,
it started. They're the underdogs, but it's -1.5 now. You know, it started at -2.5.
Yeah, man. They
like it's so weird, man. I mean, just the Super Bowl. Anybody could win the Super. I feel like every Super Bowl that's happened, it's always been like not a clear-cut winner. It's always been, damn, who's gonna win this game? You know what I mean? But that's how it's supposed to be. The best team from the NFC and the AFC, the cream of the crop, they're there. So the margins are really small between the two teams that are competing. And it just takes one simple game plan. Like you look back at specifically the Chiefs and the Bucks a couple years ago. They had the perfect defensive game plan for the Chiefs, and it worked out tremendously. And the game wasn't even close. But I'm curious to see this one. I hope it's a good game. But I feel like the Chiefs, their Super Bowl runs would be a lot like the Patriots Super Bowl runs, because the Patriots never had like a beat-down Super Bowl game. The biggest margin they had, because they always won by like a field goal, right?
Yeah, man.
Except for the Falcons game when they came back 28-3, Jay, and they won. They had that walk-off touchdown. And did they beat the Rams by like 2 scores? That was the most boring Super Bowl I've ever seen.
That game was super boring.
Like I remember what.
That game was so boring.
Like I remember watching it, and Gronk caught like a big pass. It was probably the biggest pass of the game. We were like, "Oh!" It was just
nothing happened that whole game. Nothing happened. The Rams' offense played horrible,
terrible. Gurley was out. Remember, he had the bad knee.
Yeah, he was out, and so after he played great that whole season, so yeah, I hope Super Bowl is not like that this year. I can't take it. I can't take another like miserable looking Super Bowl. So it should be exciting though. I mean, you got two best teams, 2 great quarterbacks back there.
Mr. Brock Purdy. It's a good game. So all right, let's talk about the spread right here, -1.5. I'm gonna go ahead and say who I think is gonna win. Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like y'all both agree, but I feel like Jay could be cooking up something different down there. Look at him. Just got home. Just cook something. He cooking up something to say. Primarily, better defense. I know we talked about how, in the past 15 years or so, the Niners have hung their hat on the defensive side of the ball. However, the defense has been faltering the past couple weeks, especially in the postseason. Not getting much of a pass rush, even after the big additions in the offseason. And then you look at the Chiefs. This is an elite Chiefs defense. You know what I'm saying? Like guys like us, we, analysts that really look at it, we can name a bunch of guys on the defense. However, the casual fan can't. Who do they know? They know Chris Jones, and outside of Chris Jones, they might know a name like McDuffie. But this is an elite Chiefs defense. They held Miami, high-strung sports car Miami to 9 points, and they held the Ravens to 10 points. Like, who does that? In back-to-back weeks. And then the next thing is the better quarterback, arguably the greatest quarterback of our generation playing, and Patrick Mahomes. So I just don't see them getting around that for the 49ers. What y'all got?
I agree. I mean, look, man, we did this whole thing at the beginning of the season where we were talking about, okay, and I think everybody made their picks. We were making our Super Bowl picks, and then I was like, okay, this is what I think is going to happen. But honestly, at the end of the day, I can see the Kansas City Chiefs winning. Middle of the year, everybody's like, oh man, Kansas City is struggling, but you know what, man? I can still see Kansas City winning the whole season, man. So it's like they're always lurking as the team to beat, always. So,
and then the one thing about Kansas City is, so we see teams have totally two different halves. Green Bay Packers. What do we see? They started out slow. Then they got super hot towards the end of the season. You know, we're actually looking at a postseason to where this could actually be the Green Bay Packers instead of the Niners and whatnot. So the Green Bay Packers got better in that aspect. Then you look at the Eagles, who actually got worse and got spanked in the first round of the playoffs. But one thing that's been consistent with the Kansas City Chiefs, they hit some bumps in the road in the middle of the season, but it's like the Chiefs always got better as the season went on. You know what I'm saying? They always got better. I remember they had a skid. They lost like 5 straight games, or they were like 4-5 one year. And we were like, man, I don't know. Then the next thing you know, boom, they're in the Super Bowl. Or they might have lost in the AFC Championship. But anyways, they still made it that far. So it's like this is a team that always progresses and always finds ways to get better in the middle of the season towards the end. So that's definitely that just goes to show you, like, Andy Reid and that development and actually keeping the energy in that locker room high. That's integral in this league.
Man, them dudes are dropping balls so much in the first half of the season. Yeah. Like, we were talking about that. Remember, they still led the league in drops. But you know one thing that you never heard?
What's that?
Mahomes complain about his receivers. He never threw people under the bus, man. He never complained about weapons that he ain't got. He never made excuses for his team losing. Like, well, except when he blamed the refs. But I mean, that's every quarterback does that.
Blame the refs, yeah.
He had to cut somebody in.
Yeah, but he ain't cut out his teammates. But he went off on the refs, right? So the whole season he was patient with his teammates. And so, I mean, he's a great leader, man. He's probably one of the most underrated leaders in sports. So I don't know, man. Like 49ers have the most talented team in the league, but Kansas City has the best coach and the best player. So I picked them to win. Yeah,
and then going off of what you said, you never hear, like, there's never any dumb noise coming out of Kansas City. You know, even after a big other than Taylor Swift, but that's just hypeness. That's just like, oh, look at them. And then that goes to even show you they handle that well. I mean, you look at the other top dog teams, the Buffalo Bills. Oh my gosh, we heard so much crap. Oh, Stephon Diggs on Josh Allen, this and that, Sean McDermott here and there. All this, they got all this crap going on. Then you got the Philadelphia Eagles, AJ Brown talking about this and that. Nick Sirianni acting a fool, and then Dallas Cowboys. I don't even let me not even get into the Dallas Cowboys. You got Michael Parsons going on the podcast talking about the coach's play calling, and then you got CeeDee Lamb. Didn't CeeDee Lamb mama say something about Dak Prescott? Hey, bro, what the hell is going on? You don't ever see that you don't never see that mess with Kansas City, bro. It's like
Yeah, they just sit there. They just do their job, man.
they
Like I
just,
tell you, they the new Patriots, man. It is what it is. They're the new Patriots. I mean, think about the only other quarterback I can think about who doesn't blame his teammates is who.
Brady.
Or that's it. That's it. They don't blame their teammates. Like if something bad happens, or his teammates don't blame him either way, because I can't even act like Josh Allen. Josh Allen is a good leader, but there's something missing because if something bad happens, he gets the blame. His teammates blame him. But like Pat has never run into that, man. He has like the utmost respect for his teammates, and they have the same thing for him. So I don't know. We'll see if he can do it again. That dude's what? He's been in the league for what? 6 years?
6 years. Oh, is it 7? And this is his 6th season. It's 7. It's 7, and this is his 6th season as a starter.
Yeah. So 6 years as a starter, and then you've been to the AFC Championship every year. This is his what Super Bowl is this for him?
4.
4. He's been to 4 Super Bowls.
Is that right? 1, 2, lost 1. Yeah, this is his 4th.
Yeah, this is 4th.
And then another thing, I mean, you look at the defense. Man, the defense is why they're here. That's the bigger reason they're here. You got guys like Chris Jones, of course. You look at Nick Bolton in the linebacker core. This secondary hits, man.
The secondary does what the Eagles secondary needed to do.
Yes.
Like they don't get a lot of takeaways, but the way that they tackle, the way they don't let big plays happen, like is the biggest thing about Kansas City secondary. They don't make a lot of they don't get a lot of takeaways, but they don't give up a lot of big plays.
Absolutely. I mean, you look at the guys, they're all young. McDuffie, L'Jarius Sneed, Jalen Watson. Shout out Jalen Watson from Augusta, Georgia. These guys are just solid all around. And, there's not any huge names, so that's why they're not getting that recognition they deserve. But, I mean, during the regular season, they were the third overall scoring defense in the league. So the 49ers are the ones that are going to have their hand full. Jay, what you got for us, man? So, Jay Pope?
Man.
So, what you cooking down there?
Y'all done?
Oh, go ahead, bro. Yeah. I know, man. I know how this sounds, bro. But,
we put me in a very tough position, man. You got the Chiefs. Got the Niners. Chiefs executing. Got the Niners just being talented. I struggle with this, man. And I hate to do it. I hate to say it. But freak them goddamn Chiefs, man. I'm going Niners, man.
Yes, sir.
What I look like up here talking about the Chiefs going to win the Super Bowl when I've been riding the Niners all goddamn year. Bruh.
Pause.
What was the one thing the Ravens should have did in the AFC Championship game? Go ahead, Shep. Tell us.
They should have ran the damn ball.
Who going to run the goddamn ball in the Super Bowl?
Y'all, if your coach
Them Niners gonna run that ball. They got
he might do like he did back in when he was in the last Super Bowl with the Falcons. He forgot to run the ball that year. He forgot to run the ball before.
Hey, this is a whole nother story, man. That shit's behind Kyle. We ain't worried about that. All right, we just looking at the Chiefs. We looking at that mustache, number 15. All right, these Niners, they're gonna run the ball. Okay. The Chiefs struggled with stopping the run all year. That's something that people don't know about. Everybody's sleeping on the Chiefs defense. Yeah, they were middle of the pack of stopping the run. You got a hungry CMC. You got a hungry Niners team who've already just been embarrassed. Chiefs in the last Super Bowl they played each other in. And I know I was hard on them. But I got faith in Brock Purdy, man. I got faith in Brock Purdy, man. This guy, he's a football player, man.
He's been a fourth quarter dude. That's what I'll say. He's been a fourth quarter dude.
Look, I'm glad you finally got on the Brock Purdy boat, man.
The difference between this Niners team and last a couple years is Brock Purdy coming from I mean, imagine Jimmy Garoppolo in the fourth quarter. I mean,
Man, time out, man. Ain't this the same? Are you saying my take? This was my take that I said last week. That was my take.
look,
Hey, well, you stealing takes here, Jay?
look.
Hey, what? Goddamn.
This is look.
Why you stealing takes, what?
I don't remember what you said, but I'm agreeing with whatever it is if it's this. But look, the difference is it ain't Jimmy Garoppolo back there. It's Brock Purdy.
I just said that. I said that last week.
We gotta put faith in him. We gotta expect him to make those plays. Even though the Chiefs held the Ravens to 10 points, the Ravens had numerous opportunities to put up more than just 10 points. They had a fumble, interception thrown in the red zone, penalty here and there, just sloppy football from the Ravens. I don't see the Niners playing that sloppy. It's going to be a close game. This is going to be a good one. This is one for the ages, actually. This is not going to be boring. This is for the ages.
I can see everything you're saying.
Yeah.
Because the 49ers have probably the most talented team that's been in football in probably the last 10 years. If you look at top to bottom, like they have no reason to lose this game.
Oh, I ain't gonna say all that.
On paper, they have no reason to lose it. On paper, if we are looking at the roster and we are comparing that roster to Kansas City's roster, they have no reason to lose that game. And so, since they have no reason to lose that game, who's the pressure on? It's on your boy. It's on your team.
Brock.
It ain't even just on Brock. It's on your coach. It's on your guy to make sure he calls the right plays to put everybody in those positions to win. Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes, they playing with house money because didn't nobody think that, like week 6, people didn't even think they were even going to make it to the playoffs. So it's all house money for Kansas City, and all the pressure is on the 49ers because they have, from top to bottom, probably the most talented roster that's been in the league in the last 15 years. How many all-pro players they have on their team?
They got a bunch on, man.
Bro, they got all-pro players at every position on their team.
Hey, they gonna show up, man. They've been battle tested they've been battle tested the entire playoffs. Had to come back from behind against Green Bay, had to come back from behind against Detroit. Brock Purdy leading them in the fourth quarter. CMC with clutch touchdown. Hey, it's time, man. Hey.
Hey, look, man. Jay. All right.
It's time to put them Chiefs to bed, man.
Jay, I got 2 questions for you, bro.
What?
All right. Hey, just answer the first question before you answer the second question, all right? All right. Okay. Is Brock Purdy a top 10 quarterback?
As of right now, yes, he is.
All right. If Brock Purdy shows up and shows out and wins the Super Bowl, is he a top 10 quarterback for sure going into next season?
Oh, yeah.
All right. If he loses this game, is he a top 10 quarterback? Say he plays good and they still lose. Yeah, top 10.
Sure. I think I can do that.
Say he pulls a Jalen Hurts.
But you know what?
Jalen Hurts. Because Jalen Hurts played great.
He stunned it last year.
He played awesome.
But Brock, you know, you were kind of fair. You said Brock had to prove to you in these past 2 games, the division round, he proved to you he's about that action.
Remember in that Green Bay game, I said he did it for me. He did it for me, man. I seen him make some big time throws.
He plays with his legs.
Different, man. He's different, actually. He's different. He ain't got the biggest arm. He ain't like, you know, the biggest guy, you know, but you know, he made plays. So hey,
man.
Hey, look, I got to see it with his back against the wall. I can't see it when the Niners are up 30-10 and he doing good stuff. Like anybody can do that because you're comfortable, you feel good. But you know, playoff football, you know, Detroit putting it on you. And to come back from what we're down 24 points, something like that.
24-7.
Yeah, you're
So
down 21 points. You come back and you make it happen. I got to put some respect on your name. It's time to put Mahomes to bed, man. It's time to put him to bed, man.
Mahomes is like a zombie, bro. I don't know how you gonna put that dude to bed.
Look, so my pick is the Niners, Jay. I gotta go Niners. As scary as the Chiefs are, don't get it twisted. I understand, all your points that y'all made, but I
Listen, I'm
gotta ride
I'm not
Niners.
disagreeing with you, bro. I'm not
Yeah,
saying like on paper. Seriously, I see wholeheartedly the reason why the 49ers should be favored to win the
yeah,
championship. They should be favored. They should be favored. I'm just saying my gut is telling me it's going to be some random Pat Mahomes turning the Tom Brady thing like
man.
he's been doing the last few years, and he'll make big plays at the end of the game.
I
And
mean
that's it. The
that.
the key is Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah,
Like the key, honestly,
they're
and
gonna
it's the key.
they're gonna have to give some carries to Elijah Mitchell, especially if they really want to pound the ball. But
Yeah.
yeah, but 15, he strike fear in my heart, man. 15,
Strike fear in a
You
lot of
know,
hearts.
man, if
right?
you don't respect Pat Mahomes, man, you don't like football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And, but the thing with Brock Purdy is this, man, and he is very different. He's the first time that the 49ers have got this far in the playoffs, and they've had a quarterback who has the ability to make the throws, and he's athletic enough to get out the way.
yeah,
And then people keep forgetting that this is only his second year in
Second
the league.
year, bro.
So the plays and stuff that he's making are things that he's not even expected to be doing. His progression as a second year player is amazing. So I give Brock Purdy a lot of props because the 49ers have been in the same position with quarterbacks that have been in the league far longer than him. So Brock Purdy definitely has earned the respect around the league.
yeah.
So,
Sure. All right. Good takes on that, guys. As far as the over and under for this game, it's 47 and a half.
I like
This
it.
is tough. Are y'all taking the over or under for this game?
man,
Man,
I would take the over right now.
mm,
Over. Why are
I
you
think
feeling the
that
over?
mm,
I think that Kansas City to win the game is going to have to put up points.
yeah,
And so they can't do what they did with Baltimore because their schemes in San Francisco are way different than what they were dealing with in Baltimore.
Yeah.
So they're going to be put in positions where they're going to score. They're going to score. 49ers are going to score. So Kansas City is going to have to match them. So I think it'll end up being a shootout towards the end of the game. So everybody's saying it's going to be a low scoring game because both of those teams have really good defense. But people forget, like, Kansas City is going to have to put up points to beat San Francisco.
yeah. This is tough. Over 47 and a half, you say? Here's the thing, man. I think this Chiefs defense, they got their hands full, man. This ain't the Ravens offense where the only threat was Zay Flowers, essentially. With this Niners team, you got Debo, Kittle, CMC,
They're going to put
Ayuk.
up points.
They got shit to worry about. So the Niners, despite the Chiefs defense being elite, they are elite. They
Mm-hmm.
points. So I think I'm gonna go under. I'm gonna go under. I don't think the Chiefs get past 17.
17?
I don't think they
Damn.
get past 17 points.
What do you think? So what are you picking your final score to be?
I'm looking at maybe like a 27-17 Niners. That's 44.
It'll be a field goal game for sure.
I'm going 27-17 Niners.
I'm going 34-31.
I
Kansas
go
City.
I go 27-24 Kansas City.
Oof.
I think both teams are going to be so juiced up. They're going to come out and score a lot in the first half, and then second half it'll turn into more of a defensive game.
I think those Chiefs I think they're gonna struggle, man. I don't see Travis going off like that. You got two pro
Man,
linebackers.
Man, Travis gonna do what Travis do, bro.
They
battle tested,
Travis gonna do what no, bro. Travis, we've seen this numerous times, bro.
In the game.
Bro.
You got someone better than Roquan.
No, bro. He's not better than Roquan. He's probably about the same as Roquan. Nah, bro. He's not better than Roquan.
Fred Warner's thinking.
No, bro. He's not better than Roquan.
That's debatable, bro.
It is debatable.
So you talking about knowledge? You talking about his knowledge of the game? I'm talking about skill. Roquan was like, he's
Roquan can do. Fred can do. What are y'all talking about? What are we doing?
All I'm saying is
Roquan's that dude, bro.
Fred Warner.
But I mean, we talking about are we talking about guarding Travis Kelce though? That's like a. I mean, we can debate all day about Roquan versus Fred Warner, but guarding Travis Kelce, that's like his own little thing, his own little entity, bro. I mean, look what Travis Kelce did to Kyle Hamilton. Dude, Kyle Hamilton, safety for the Ravens, bro, he might be the best safety in the league. That guy is a beast. He didn't have one score on him from a tight end all year. First drive from the Kansas City Chiefs. Travis Kelce catches a back-end fade. Not a back-end fade, but a back-end catch on Kyle Hamilton, bro. I'm just saying, dude, there's nobody who can match up with Kelce, bro. Nobody.
Travis Kelce is probably the best catching receiver in the history of football. Catching. I'm not going to say he's the best. I'm sorry, catching tight end. I'm not going to say he's the best all around because he's not a better blocker than Gronk. Okay, so just Gronk blocking is a whole different thing. But as far as catching tight ends, there is no other tight end that anybody would rather have in a game than Travis Kelce. That shouldn't even be debatable. Name another tight end that you would rather have catching the ball.
It's Travis, man.
So like that's the whole thing is if Pat's receivers are not making drops, and honestly, even if they're making drops, it doesn't matter because Pat still goes back to those receivers. When other quarterbacks stop throwing the receivers the ball because they're worried about them dropping the ball, Pat always goes back to those receivers. So that's the difference. So you still have to worry about covering those receivers, even if they're making drops, because he doesn't lose them as targets.
So true that. So there's that. So my thing is that I feel like the true X factor in this game is what I feel is the X factor in many Super Bowl games. It's pass rush pressure. That is huge. When we saw Brady lose in 2007, what happened? I mean, that was like, other than the Patriots offense in 2007 was, I mean, Welker, freaking Randy Moss. We know how great they were. I mean, they were the most dynamic offense since the greatest show on turf with the St. Louis Cardinals. I mean, not the Cardinals, but the Rams at that time. But the Giants ran that pressure up on him. And that's how they're going to have to beat Mahomes. If you can't pass rush Mahomes, then he's going to have all day. And it's just going to be, you know what I'm saying? They're going to be striking them. And the 49ers are going to have to answer to the Kansas City Chiefs putting up points in that regard. If you can't pressure Pat Mahomes, bro, that's what it's going to be.
There is no – why you think Patrick Mahomes doesn't get sacked, dude? Why? It's because he's elite at escaping the pocket. He's elite.
I know, but if there's no pass rush on him, then it's a wrap, bro. That's what I'm saying. And the Niners haven't been getting much of a pass rush this postseason.
What's going to happen is he's going to continuously get fleshed out, and he's going to have to make amazing plays over.
Man, I'm going to tell you.
Over.
Y'all was struggling so much with Jordan Love that it was like, okay, like the 49ers defense used to be the big boogeyman over the last few years. And then this year, like some of that luster kind of came off of them. And then I hope Steve Wilkes gets everybody back in line, man. Because
they hear
that. Yeah, they hear it, man. But I'm just telling you, man.
They good.
Like Pat Mahomes ain't Jordan Love, man, and Jordan Love is a beast. So
Jordan Love's a beast,
but he ain't no damn Pat Mahomes. So
hey, they good.
We'll see.
Had to switch up the teams a little bit.
But I'm just saying, y'all defense, they got some work cut out for them. But y'all offense is gonna be. I think your offense is gonna be rolling.
And the only person we worry about is Travis Kelce. Ain't nobody worry about Rasheed Rice.
Man, well, y'all better. You always say that, bro. But these boys catch the ball. They're gonna be down the field.
That one pass he caught, he down there dropped it, fell on his knees and stuff. Ain't nobody worry about them boys, man.
All right.
What's up, man? Niners football, man. Come on now.
All right.
Hey, I gotta represent over here, man.
Okay.
We got 1, 2 dudes over there. 3. Dude on the sidelines. Hey, I don't know what in the beat be doing, bro, but he be having them ready. So yeah, 15-87.
All right.